A 180-pound Cane Corso sat in a shelter for 517 days. 31 families walked past him. 31 families kept walking. Too big, too dark, too dangerous. Then one woman signed the papers anyway. And 5 months later, what happened in her house at 3:26 in the morning, in complete silence, proved every single one of those 31 families wrong. Rachel Monroe was 33, newly moved to Frisco, Texas, and living in a 4-bedroom house that still echoed in every room. She had a steady job selling homes along Preston Road, a husband named Aaron who traveled for work 3 weeks out of every month, and a 14-month-old son named Micah with a head full of curls and a laugh that filled the rooms her furniture couldn't. She didn't need a dog. At least that's what she told herself every morning at 6 a.m., drinking coffee alone at a kitchen island built for 6. On a gray Tuesday afternoon, Rachel stopped by the Collin County Animal Shelter on her way back from a showing. She wasn't planning to adopt. She told herself she was only dropping off a box of old blankets. But the second she passed Kennel 12, she stopped walking. Inside sat a Cane Corso. Not just big, massive. A 180-pound of black muscle, a head like a cinder block, and a coat so dark it swallowed the fluorescent light above him. One ear was notched, his muzzle was streaked with gray. His eyes were the kind that had stopped expecting anyone to stay. A shelter worker named Priya stepped up beside her. "That's Diesel," she said. 517 days. 31 families have come through for him. Every single one said no. 2 of them adopted him and brought him right back. "Why?" Rachel asked. Priya sighed. "Look at him. 180 pounds, bred to guard estates back in his bloodline. People take one look and walk the other way. Last week, a couple turned around before they even reached his card." Rachel crouched down. Diesel didn't move. He didn't bark. He didn't growl. He just looked at her. And then he did something Priya said she hadn't seen him do in over a year. He leaned his enormous head sideways against the bars, slow and heavy, and let out one low sound. Not a bark, not a whine, just one breath, almost like a word. "Please." Rachel signed the adoption papers 40 minutes later. Aaron, on a layover in Denver, found out by text, "We have a dog now. His name is Diesel. He's 180 pounds. I'll explain when you land." The first 72 hours were chaos. Diesel walked through the front door and cleared an entire side table with one swing of his tail. A lamp did not survive. He didn't even flinch. He walked straight to the living room sofa, studied it for exactly 3 seconds, and climbed on like he'd been paying the mortgage. The cushions sunk 4 inches. By the end of the first week, he had also claimed half of Rachel's closet and the warmest patch of sun on the kitchen floor. That night, Rachel set up a $190 orthopedic dog bed in the corner, big breed size, memory foam. By 11 p.m., it was empty, and Diesel was stretched across the entire sofa, all 4 legs in the air, snoring like a window unit with a loose fan. Rachel tried to move him. He opened one eye, looked at her, and closed it again. Conversation over. But here's what nobody at that shelter ever told her. Behind that scarred face and that wall of muscle was a brain that read people like a paperback. And Diesel had been reading Rachel since the second she walked past Kennel 12. Then the warnings started. Her mother called from Ohio. "A 180-pound guard dog and a toddler, Rachel? Have you lost your mind?" Her sister sent links. Bite statistics, Cane Corsos and small children, worst-case headlines. Even a neighbor she had met exactly once stopped her in the driveway to tell her she was brave. Everyone told her the same thing. "Rehome him before something happens." Rachel didn't listen, but late one night, 3 weeks in, with Aaron somewhere over the Atlantic and Micah finally asleep, she sat down on the kitchen floor of a house where she knew no one, in a city she had lived in for 90 days, and let herself cry. The loneliness, the second-guessing, the quiet. Diesel walked in slowly. He didn't jump, he didn't bark. He lowered all 180 pounds to the tile beside her, pressed his head into her lap, and didn't move for almost an hour. That was the night the house stopped feeling empty. From that night on, a routine formed. Every morning at 6 a.m., Diesel made the same loop before anyone woke. Kitchen, living room, hallway, Micah's door, back door, then back to Micah's door. Every single morning. Like a job nobody had assigned him. And he had one strange obsession: Micah's cartoons. The second the boy sat on the floor with the tablet, Diesel folded himself down beside him, ears up, head tilting left then right, watching cartoon dinosaurs march across the screen like he had money on the outcome. If the show paused, he groaned, a deep, theatrical, offended groan until it played again. Rachel filmed it once. She didn't think much of it. There was also the dinosaur, a ratty, stuffed T-Rex that Micah had dragged everywhere since he could crawl. Diesel appointed himself its personal guardian. If it got left in another room, he carried it back, gentle as glass, and set it down beside Micah's foot. 180-pound dog tiptoeing through a house to deliver a stuffed dinosaur. Aaron said it was the most ridiculous thing he had ever seen. He watched the clip of it 9 times on the flight home. I can see you're still here, but you haven't subscribed yet, and honestly, that one stings a little. Tap that button. What Diesel does next is the whole reason this channel exists. As Micah grew, Diesel became something the whole family started calling his shadow. When Micah wobbled toward the staircase, Diesel was between him and the steps before he reached the 3rd tile. When Micah reached for an outlet, Diesel's whole body became a wall. Not aggressive, not loud, just there, immovable, 180 pounds of quiet boundary. The bond reached past their front door too. Across the street lived a 7-year-old named Caleb who was terrified of Diesel. He cried the first time he saw him. For weeks, Caleb crossed to the far sidewalk. Then one afternoon, Diesel walked over, lay down at the edge of the yard, and waited. Just waited. By the end of the month, Caleb was the one knocking on the door, asking if Diesel could come out. The boy who had been afraid now pressed his forehead to the dog's and whispered to him like a secret. Some bonds are too good to keep to one street. That cartoon video Rachel filmed, she posted it on a whim. It has 3.4 million views today. The comments filled with people saying the same thing. They would never look at this breed the same way again. Stories like this one are exactly why we keep making these. If it's getting to you a little, you're who they're for. But here's something most people don't know about Cane Corsos. For centuries, they were bred for one job: to stand between the people they love and whatever is coming, without ever being told to. Nobody trained Diesel to guard Micah. Nobody taught him the rounds. He simply decided the day he met that boy that this was his job now, forever. The night that changed everything came in March, 5 months after the adoption. It was 3:26 in the morning. Aaron was in Chicago. Rachel was asleep. The house was silent until Diesel's bark tore straight through it. It wasn't his deep, lazy, someone's at the door bark.
This was sharp, frantic, relentless. Rachel was upright before she was awake. Her first and only thought was Micah. She ran down the hall and found Diesel already at the nursery door, scratching at it, spitting, barking at her like he was trying to drag her through the wall. She pushed inside, and the room was wrong. Too still, too quiet. Micah was in his crib, not crying, not stirring, limp, his small chest barely moving, his lips a faint, terrible blue. He wasn't breathing right. He was hardly breathing at all. Rachel scooped him up and called 911 with a hand she could not hold steady. The dispatcher talked her through it, word by word. Diesel never left the doorway, every muscle locked, that low growl of fear rolling out of his chest. Frisco paramedics were in the driveway in 7 minutes. They got Micah breathing again before they reached the hospital. He spent the next 3 days in a pediatric unit wired to monitors that beeped through every hour of the night. Rachel slept in a vinyl chair beside the bed and did not leave the room once. A doctor told Rachel later that her son had gone into a severe respiratory episode in his sleep, the kind that turns fatal in minutes when there is no one there to catch it. If she had found him even a few minutes later, the outcome would have been different. Whatever woke you up, the doctor said, that's what saved his life. Nothing woke her up. Diesel did. The same dog 31 families refused to take home. The same dog 2 families handed right back. The same 180 pounds the entire world called too big, too dangerous, too much. That night, too much was the only reason a little boy came home from the hospital 3 days later. Rachel still has the 911 recording saved on her phone. She has never made it through the part where Diesel barks in the background. Steady, desperate, the sound that started all of it. Today, Micah is 3. Diesel is 7, with more bray on his muzzle and a permanent dent in the left sofa cushion that Rachel long ago stopped apologizing for. He still runs his 6 a.m. rounds. He still watches cartoons like they owe him money. He still carries that battered dinosaur from room to room. And every single night, without ever being asked, he walks to Micah's door, checks the room, and lies down across the threshold. He has done it for almost 3 years. Nobody trained him to. He just decided. The silence that used to follow Rachel from room to room is gone too. It left the week Diesel arrived. arrived, and it never once came back. Micah is taller now. He can climb all 14 stairs on his own, though Diesel still follows 2 steps behind every time, just in case. The stuffed dinosaur has lost an eye and most of its tail. Diesel guards it anyway, and every evening at 7 when the cartoons come on, an exhausted 180-pound dog folds down beside a 3-year-old boy and tilts his head at the screen, exactly the way he has for 2.5 years. If a dog suddenly won't settle, won't stop barking, won't leave a spot, keeps pulling you somewhere, don't brush it off. Listen to them. They sense things we lost the ability to hear a very long time ago. And if you are ever thinking about opening your home to a dog the world has already labeled too big, too dangerous, too much, please do your research first. Prepare your home and understand what you are taking on. Because sometimes the one everybody else gave up on is the one who refuses to give up on you. 31 families looked at a 180-pound dog and saw a problem. One woman looked at the very same dog and saw something nobody else could. Would you have trusted Diesel with your child, or would you have walked away like the other 31? Tell me in the comments.